Hello everyone, this is Al Red Sox Fan coming to you from Al Red Sox Fan YouTube channel. Hope all is well. And we're going to play a game between the 1965 Cleveland Indians and the 1968 Detroit Tigers. Al Kaline, an all-time great baseball player, Hall of Famer, passed away. And it was more, I don't do many of these types of games, but I did it for Frank Robinson again, I like to do it for the good guys of sports, and Al Kaline definitely was a good guy of sports and will forever live on in our field of dreams. Also, check out Ron Juck at the Retro Sports Network did a beautiful tribute game earlier on. So it's going to be the 1965 Cleveland Indians with Louis Tiant on the mound, traveling to Detroit to take on Mickey Lolich and the Detroit Tigers, and of course in right field, again, living forever in our field of dreams, Al Kaline. Alright, here is the lineup for the Indians. Davalillo will lead off and play center field. Brown bats second at shortstop. Wagner plays left and bats third. The Rock, Rocky Colavito, is the cleanup hitter, and he is in right field. Hitton bats fifth, playing second. Whitfield bats sixth at first base. At third base, manning the hot corner for the Tribe, Alvis batting seventh. Askew will do the catching, bat eighth, and Louis Tiant is on the mound batting ninth. For the Detroit Tigers, we went with an offensive lineup, something similar to their World Series in '68. We have Mickey Stanley playing short, leading off. McCullough will bat second and play second. Al Kaline bats third and will be in right field. Northrup is the cleanup hitter in center field. Willie Horton is out in left and will bat fifth. Norm Cash bats sixth and plays first base. Freehand will do the catching and will bat seventh. And we went with Eddie Matthews, the former Brave, will bat eighth and plays third base. If we have a lead, we will make defensive replacements. Randy Luxembourg and Jack Dawson are here at the ballpark in Detroit. Check out Jack Dawson's wonderful channel. Randy says, hello again, Al. Kaline was the reason I went to the Hall of Fame for the first time to see him inducted in 1980. Well, thank you for sharing that. He was a very nice man from what I've read and seen. And again, I don't do many of these types of streams or videos, but I did it for Frank Robinson, who I really liked, and I also like Al Kaline. Again, I like the good guys in sports. Alright, so Davalillo comes up. And this is the best of the 60s league. I've actually played a few games, and in the replay so far, Davalillo batting .250. Batted .301 in reality. He's an excellent bunter. Corners will move in. So Cash in at first, Matthews in at third. Lolich on the mound. Lolich went 17-9 with one save. He won 3 World Series games in '68, and he had a 3.19 ERA. He fields his position at a 5 range. Freehand is a 10 range, 6 arm behind the plate. Matthews is a 2 at third. Stanley's a 2 at short. That's quite scary on the left side. When it comes to range, McCullough is a 4 at second. Cash is a 5 at first. Horton's out in left. He's a 5 range, 2 arm. Northrup is in center, 4 range, 6 arm in Kaline, 8 range, 4 arm in right. Here's the pitch to Davalillo. Ground ball slowly hit the Matthews. Matthews, a quick throw to first, 1 away. So lucky they were playing in. That could have been an infield hit. But instead, it's 5-3, and Davalillo will head to the bench. Now I'll bring up Larry Brown. He's hitless so far in the best of the 60s league. In actuality, batted .253, 8 homers, 40 ribbies. He's a right-handed batter. Lolich, the lefty, sets and deals to Brown. Grounder to Stanley. First opportunity for Mickey. He fires to Cash. Oh boy, I think that was a low throw. It's going to be an error. And it is. So a bad throw by Stanley. And Brown stands at second base. So one of the 2 defensive whizzes on the left side do make an error. Matthews makes his play. Stanley does not. 1 out. Brown in scoring position. for Leon Wagner. And we'll just give you his real numbers as it's early in the season for replay numbers. 294, 28 homers, 79 ribbies, and 65 for the Tribe. Lefty-lefty matchup. Freehand sets the target, the pitch to Wagner. And he walks. Sets up an inning-ending double play, but here comes Rocky Colavito. In 1965, Rocky hit 26 homers, drove in 108 runners, and batted .287. Tremendous power, right-handed batter. Lolich would try to induce the double play ball. The windup and the pitch to Colavito. Ground ball through the left side. Horton charges it. Will they wave Brown? They're going to wave him, I think. 33% chance of getting him out at the plate. Horton will throw to the plate. Here's the throw. Freehand tries to block it, and he's safe. Wagner advances to third. As the ball gets away and Colavito advances to second, he has a ribby. So 1-0 Cleveland. Wagner at third, Colavito at second. Hinton at the plate. Chuck Hinton, 255, 18 homers, 54 ribbies. Cleveland looking to pounce right away. Freehand sets the target. The pitch from Lolich to Hinton. Fly ball, left field. Horton going back towards the line. He makes the catch. Will Wagner tag? He's going to tag, and Horton will throw to the cutoff man. So 2-0 on the sac fly. 2 outs. Colavito will be off on contact at second base, and that will bring up Fred Whitfield, batting a whopping .750, a homer and a ribby. He is 3 for 4 in the best of the 60s league. In actuality, 293, 26 homers, 90 ribbies. Lefty-lefty matchup. The windup and the pitch from Lolich to Whitfield. Line shot, foul down the first base line. 1-2 count to Whitfield. He's in the hole. Lolich kicks and deals. Fly ball. Kaline waiting, makes the catch, and the side is retired. Dave Little, how you doing, my friend? Check out that wonderful channel. Also, Philip Reynolds. Thank you for joining us. Check out his channel. Due up for the Tigers, Stanley, McCullough, and Kaline. So Louis Tiant's on the mound. He was an 11-11 with 1 save in 1965 with a 3.53. Defensive range of a 7. Askew behind the plate, 9 range, 6 arm. Alvis at third is a 5. Brown is a 5 at short. Hinton is a 3 at second. Again, that's defensive range. And Whitfield is a 4 at first. In the outfield, Wagner, not much range, not a good arm. 2 range, 2 arm in left. Davalillo, 8 range with a 4 arm in center. And Colavito, 4 range with a 9 arm. So he has a cannon. Here's Mickey Stanley. Stanley's 0 for 3 in the replay of the best of the 60s league. In actuality, in 68, 259, 11 homers, 60 ribbies. The pitch from Tiant to Stanley. And Stanley sends that ball to left. Wagner makes the catch, didn't even have to move. 1 down. Now I'll bring up Dick McCullough. McCullough, 1 for 1 on this season. In actuality, in 68, 249, 16 homers, and 56 ribbies. Again, this is the best of the 60s league. Tiant deals to the left-handed batting McCullough. McCullough grounds it to Alvis. Alvis moves to his right, throws to Whitfield. 2 down, and that will bring up Al Kaline. Kaline, the Tigers' right fielder. In 1968, 287, 10 homers, 53 ribbies. 2-0 Cleveland. Bottom of the first. 2 outs. Bases empty for the Tigers. Northrop on deck. Askew sets the target. The pitch to Kaline. And he strikes out. So fooled badly on the Tiant knuckleball. Played 1, 2-0 Cleveland. 2 up for the Indians. Alvis, Askew, and Tiant to face Mickey Lolich. Max Alvis, 247, 21 homers, and 61 ribbies in 1965. The pitch from Lolich. Fly ball, center field, Northrup coming in. He makes the catch, 1 out. Now bring up the catcher, Joe Askew. 230, 2 homers, 35 ribbies. He's a right-handed stick. Freehand sets the target for his counterpart. The pitch to Askew. And on cue, he strikes out. 2 up, 2 down for Mickey Lolich and the Tigers. They'll bring up Lolich's counterpart, Louis Tiant. The pitch to El Tiante. And he strikes him out. Freehand drops the ball, throws the cash, steps on the bag, and we go to the bottom of the second. 2-0 Cleveland. Due up for the Tigers, Northrup, Horton, and Cash. Dave Gardner's at the ballpark. Check out his wonderful channel, Dave Gardner, on YouTube, as well as hockeytournaments.com and Digital to Dice on YouTube, and also on, I can't remember, it's a podcast. And also check out the Facebook group. Speak of the English Al. All right, here's Northrup. Northrup in 68, 264, 21 homers, 90 ribbies. The corkscrew windup by Tiant. Northrup, ground ball. Brown at short, ranges behind the bag, throws to first, and Northrup is retired. 1 away, and that brings up Willie Horton. Willie Hira who? Horton in 68, 285, 36 homers, 85 ribbies. Cash on deck. Again, Tiant goes into the corkscrew delivery. Horton, fly ball, left field. Wagner makes... Oh, Wagner juggles it, and he drops it. Horton goes racing in and sliding into second. That should have been out number 2, but now the Indians return the favor, and they make an error, each team with 1 boo-boo. And here comes Norm Cash, open to cash in. A 2-run blast will tie it. Cash had 25 bippity-boppity booms in 68 to go along with a 263 average and 25 homers. Tiant deals to the lefty Cash. Cash, base hit to center. Horton hits third. Davalillo with a below-average arm. And they're going to send Willie Horton. The throw to the plate, not in time. Tigers cut the lead in half. It's now 2-1. Cash clapping his hands at first with the ribby. He's the tying run. Here comes Bill Freehand, the catcher. Freehand, 263, 25 homers, 84 ribbies. If he goes yard, the Tigers take the lead. Matthews on deck. Tiant takes a deep breath. Arms down to his chest. Once again, the corkscrew delivery to Freehand. Ground ball up the middle. Brown flips to Hinton, who makes the quick turn to Whitfield, and the side is retired. That was a beautiful double play, 6-4-3. So an unearned run gets the Tigers to within 1. We go to the top of the third, 2-1 Cleveland. If you're just joining us, this is the best of the 60s league, as it is in the chat and on the page. The 1965 Indians taking on the 1968 Detroit Tigers. Top of the order for the Indians, Davalillo, Brown, and Wagner to face Mickey Lolich. Corners move in. Davalillo, an excellent bunter. The lefty Lolich deals to the lefty Davalillo. Ground ball to short. Stanley had a throwing error already. He throws to Cash, and this time his throw is straight and true. 1 down. That brings up Larry Brown. He's 0 for 1. Grounded to short, but reached on the throwing error by Stanley. Lolich nods his head. The pitch to Brown. And he strikes him out. Third K for Mickey Lolich. The man who won 3 World Series games in 1968. So 2 outs, bases empty for Leon Wagner, the Indians' left fielder. Wagner walked his first plate appearance. Again, a lefty-lefty matchup. Wagner awaits the Lolich offering, and here it is. And he strikes him out. The side is retired. Mickey pumps his fist. We go to the bottom of the third, 2-1 Cleveland, due up for the 1968 Detroit Tigers. Eddie Matthews, the former Brave, Mickey Lolich, and the top of the order, Stanley. So here's Eddie Matthews. In 52 at-bats, he only batted .212, but Tiant does have some trouble with lefties. 3 homers, 8 ribbies. Lolich on deck. The pitch to Matthews. And Matthews grounds it hard to Alvis. Alvis throws to Whitfield, gets him by 3 steps, 1 down. Here comes the pitcher, Mickey Lolich. Let's see what Lolich can do. He had 3 ribbies in 68 while batting .114. He awaits the Tiant offering. Lolich swings, misses. Askew throws down to first, curveball in the dirt. And there are 2 away. Top of the order for Mickey Stanley. He is 0 for 1. Flew out to deep left. Can he go yard and tie it up? Askew wiggles the fingers. A quick nod of the head by El Tiante. The pitch to Stanley. Stanley grounds it up the middle. Hinton dives behind the bag. Pops up and throws to Whitfield. And 1, 2, 3. Go the Tigers. What a wonderful play by Hinton, robbing Stanley of a hit. We've played 3 here in Detroit. It's 2-1 Cleveland. Due up for the Indians, Colavito, Hinton, and Whitfield. Rocky Colavito is 1 for 1 with a ribby. He singled and advanced to second on a throw to the plate. Lolich, the leg kick, and the pitch. Colavito swings, ground ball up the middle. McCullough behind the bag, throws to Cash, 1 away. So Lolich settling in. Both teams have given up an unearned run. And that will bring up Chuck Hinton, who made that fabulous play to retire Mickey Stanley and end the bottom of the third. He had a sac fly that scored Wagner in the first. Freehand goes through the signs. Lolich is ready. He deals. Hinton fly ball, right field. Kaline going back a bit. Makes the catch. 2 away. Nice play by Kaline. Had a good read on it. So 2 outs, base is empty for Fred Whitfield. Whitfield's 0 for 1. He flew deep to right. Lolich takes a deep breath. The windup and the pitch. Whitfield, ground ball through the right side. He's 1 for 2. McCullough let that ball play him, and it got through to Kaline in right. So 2 outs, Whitfield at first, Cash holding him on, and that will bring up Max Alvis, the first baseman. He's 0 for 1. Lolich looks to first. He throws, and Whitfield gets back. Whitfield shortens up his lead. The pitch to Alvis. And he strikes him out. Lolich with another K. The side is retired. We go to the bottom of the fourth. The 65 Indians 2, the 68 Tigers 1. Due up for the Tigers, McCullough, Kaline, and Northrup. If anyone gets on, Willie Horton. McCullough is 0 for 1. Tigers second baseman grounded to third. Tiant so far. 3 innings, 1 hit. He's given up a run. It was unearned. The pitch to McCullough. And McCullough shoots a ball to the gap. Left center field. Leadoff double for Dick McCullough. He represents the tying run at second. Here comes Al Kaline. Kaline struck out his first time up. Can he tie the game up here in our field of dreams? Tiant looks into Askew. Nods his head. Corkscrew delivery to Kaline. Kaline, fly ball, left field. Wagner moving to his right, makes the catch. McCullough goes back and will not tag up. Just under 50% chance of success. The Cubs, the Bears has joined us. Thank you very much. He says, Al Kaline is well deserved of a tribute game and a statue. I agree. One of the good guys in sports. He's 0 for 2 in our game, unfortunately. Here comes Jim Northrup, center fielder. He's 0 for 1. Tying run at second, 1 out. Tiant peeks behind him. Now looks in at the plate. He rocks and deals to Northrup. Northrup base hit down the right field line. He's digging for 2. The throw by Calavito is close, but not in time. It is a 2-2 ball game. As McCullough scores from second, Northrup stands at second with a ribby. And here comes Willie Horton, left fielder, 0 for 1. He flew deep to left, but it was a 2-base error when Wagner butchered the ball. Can he give the Tigers a lead? Cash on deck. Askew pounds the mitt, sets the target. Here's the pitch to Horton. And he walks. So Tiant and Askew pitch carefully to the power hitter from Detroit. Sets up a double play ball that will end the inning. Here's Norm Cash, first baseman. He singled, knocking in Horton. That gave the Tigers their first run. It's now 2-2. Cash looking to cash in. Pitch homeward bound. Cash, fly ball. Shallow. No, that's carrying right field. Oh, what am I saying? That's gone. I was watching Davalillo come in, and it was Calavito I should have been watching as he looks up. It's a bippity-boppity boom to the moon, Alice. A 3-run shot by Cash, and he sure did cash in. And here's the replay. Again, I was watching Davalillo coming in from center, and that ball just kept going up, up, and away like a beautiful balloon just below the second deck. And just like that, the Tigers take the lead 5-2. So Tiant on the ropes, and here's Bill Freehand. Catcher's 0 for 1. Matthews on deck. The pitch to the Tiger catcher. Fly ball deep to center. Davalillo makes the catch. And there's 2 down. Now bring up Eddie Matthews, Tigers' third baseman. Grounded to third. Let's see if Matthews can turn back the hands of time. Tremendous power hitter in the day. Tiant looking to get out of it, keep it a 3-run deficit. Matthews awaits the pitch. Corkscrew delivery by Tiant. Matthews ground ball to third again. Alvis should throw him out, and he does, and the side is retired. But the big bippity-boppity boom by the Tigers gives them a 5-2 lead as Cash cashed in. They score 4 in the bottom of the 4th. We go to the top of the 5th, Cleveland trailing by 3. It'll be Askew, Tiant, and the top of the order, Davalillo. Askew, the catcher's 0 for 1. Lolich now with a lead. Rocks and deals. And that's a base hit to right. Kaline fields it, throws it back in. So here come the Indians. That brings up Louis Tiant. He's probably going to bunt. Corners move in. We're going to go aggressive to Tiant. It's a bunt. Freehand has it. What a play. He bare hands it, pivots, and throws to McCullough. On the wheel play, McCullough steps on the bag. 1 out, but Tiant does his J.O.B. Askew advances to second, top of the order. And Vic Davalillo. Davalillo's 0 for 2. He'd like to get off the schneid. He did have 40 ribbies in 65. Lefty-lefty matchup. The pitch to Vic Davalillo. Fly ball, shallow center. Northrup comes racing in. He makes the catch. What a diving catch by Northrup. Quickly retreating back to second is Askew. So 2 outs. Askew will be off on contact. And that brings up the shortstop for the Indians, Larry Brown. Lolich and the Tigers with a 5-2 lead. Top of the 5th, 2 outs. Runner at second. The pitch to Brown. And he walks. That brings a tying run to the plate in Leon Wagner. Wagner had 28 home runs in 65. If he goes yard, we have a tie ball game. Lefty-lefty matchup. On deck, Rocky Calavito. Freehand goes through the signs. Lolich nods his head. The leg kick and the pitch to Wagner. Ground ball right side and through. Kaline charges. Askew will score from second. Brown goes first to third. And just like that, the Indians are back in this ball game, 5-3. And now it's the Rocky Colavito. Colavito 1 for 2 with a ribby. He had a single, advanced to second on the throw to the plate, then grounded to second. If he goes bippity-boppity-boom, the Indians take a 6-5 lead. Lolich will have to deal carefully with Colavito. Colavito played for the Tigers in the early 60s. The pitch to the Rock. Pops it up, foul territory, going towards the stands. Matthews giving chase, he reaches in, and it's foul. 2-2 count to Colavito. He digs in that right-hander's batter's box, ready to grip and rip. The lefty Lolich releases the pitch. And he strikes out Rocky Colavito. The Indians get one, but they strand two. We go to the bottom of the fifth, 5-3 Tigers. Due up for the 68 Detroit Tigers, Lolich, Stanley, and McCullough. If anyone gets on, Al Kaline. Lolich is 0 for 1. The pitch from Tiant to Lolich. And he walks. Oh, you don't want to do that. Lolich not a good hitting pitcher, and Tiant walks him. 4 consecutive balls. Askew steps out in front of the plate to have a word with El Tiante. That brings up the top of the order Mickey Stanley. And you can see he's an 8 hit and run. Lolich is a 5. He's 0 for 2. Let's stay out of the double play. There's a hit and run. There goes Lolich. Ground ball, left side. Brown backhands it. Fires to Whitfield. 1 away. That's as good as a sacrifice. As Lolich stands at second now. And here's Dick McCullough, a chance to knock in his pitcher. McCullough is 1 for 2. He's grounded to third and doubled off the wall in left center. Kaline on deck. Tia pays no heed to Lolich at second. Corkscrew delivery to McCullough. McCullough swings, ground ball right side. Lolich races to third while Whitfield takes it to the bag at first. So 2 outs. Lolich 90 feet away from the Tigers plating their 6th run. And here comes Al Kaline. Kaline's 0 for 2. Let's see if Al can knock in a run here. Northrup on deck. Kaline has struck out and flew out to left center. Tiant hands down to his chest. The slow windup and the pitch to Kaline. Kaline grounds it right side. Whitfield waves off Tiant, steps on the bag, and the side is retired. Lolich stranded at third. Top of the 6th, 5-3 Detroit. If you're just joining us, it's the 1965 Indians taking on the 1968 Detroit Tigers in the best of the 60s league. Action PC baseball. Lolich has thrown 98 pitches. He looks okay. He will face Hinton, Whitfield, and Alvis. Hinton is 0 for 1. He does have a sac fly for a ribby. Freehand wiggles the fingers. A quick nod of the head for Mickey Lolich. The pitch to Chuck Hinton. And he strikes him out. 0-2 count, paints the fastball inside corner. Nice job of freehand framing it. That is the 7th K for Mickey Lolich. That'll bring up the left-handed batting Fred Whitfield. 26 homers, 90 ribbies. 293 batting average in 65. Lolich deals to the dangerous lefty. And he strikes him out. 2 up, 2 down via the K. Good movement on that fastball. He got him on a 2-2 count. Yes, Whitfield didn't agree where the ball was, but the man in blue rung him up. Now bring up Alvis. Third baseman's 0 for 2. Lolich looking to strike out the side. He rocks and deals to the right-handed batting Alvis. Ground ball, foul, down the left side. Lolich 111 pitches now. 1-2 count, excuse me. Lolich a bit fatigued. This could be his last batter, and he'd like to go out in style by striking out the side. The leg kick and the pitch to Max Alvis. And he strikes him out. Mickey Lolich, tiring and all, strikes out the side. 1, 2, 3, go the Indians. So Lolich Looks like his day is done. He's gone 6. And how do we do that? Okay, where do we get the... Well, we'll just do it this way then. I wanted to show you the box score. Maybe I don't have that set up. Let's go to the box score here. So Lolich day is done. 6 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, only 1 was earned. Walked 2, struck out 9. So far, Tiant 5 innings, 4 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned, 1 homer. That was the blast by Cash, a 3-run blast, 2 walks, 2 Ks. Do it for the Tigers, Northrop, Horton, and Cash. Northrop 1 for 2. The pitch from Tiant to Northrop. Ooh! He hits him. Some boo birds here in Detroit. Slider planted right in the back of his leg. Don't think Tiant did that on purpose. Tiant 98 pitches, good for approximately 120. Whitfield holding Northrop on at first. Here's Horton. He's not bunting. The pitch to Willie Horton. And that's a base hit to left. Wagner comes racing in. Northrop hits second and will hold. Station to station go the Tigers, and here comes Norm Cash. He's cashed in for 2 hits, a single that knocked in a run, and then a 3-run homer. So Cash is knocked in 4. Will he go 3 for 3? Corkscrew delivery by Tiant. Cash base hit to right, and that could be his 5th RBI. Will they challenge Colavito's arm? No. Only a 44% chance of Northrop scoring, and he'll be held up. Bases are juiced. Tiant on the ropes, and here comes Billy Freehand, the Tiger catcher. He's 0 for 2. Tigers got a lot of chance to score some more runs here. Indians playing for 2. Askew sets the target. The pitch to his counterpart, Freehand. And Freehand strikes out. He's 0 for 3. Fooled badly. Was looking off speed maybe. And Tiant puts the fastball by him. That brings up Eddie Matthews. Matthews is 0 for 2. And I think, let's go to the bench here. And we're bringing up Gates Brown to pinch hit. And we'll bring in a better defender at third with a 2-run lead. So here comes Gates Brown. And Gates Brown, as the fans clap along, in 1968, in only 92 at-bats. So he was probably a pinch hitter a lot. And again, I think it was D. Scott Howard said he was a DH before a DH happened. 370. 6 homers and 15 ribbies. No place to put Gates Brown. Northrop at third, Horton at second, Cash at first. The pitch from Tiant to Brown. Askew has a word. Back behind the plate. Brown, base hit to right. 1 run scores, 2 run scores. Brown slides in safely with a double. And it's 7 to 3. So the Tigers break it open. As the Pesky Pole has joined us, check out that channel and his website. He says, I see Kaline is 0 for 3. I'm here to bring him some luck. Well, I hope you do. I hope you do. So Gates Brown just doubles, knocking in 2 more runs, 7 to 3 Tigers. Lolich's day is done. And pinch hitter. We're going to bring in... God, they all stink. We could bring in Earl Wilson, the pitcher, because he did pinch hit. And Denny McClain's also a pinch hitter. He won game 1 for the Tigers, who I don't play as, and I hate Denny McClain. Tom Madich. Tiant has trouble with lefties. Let's go Tom Madich. We'll pinch hit because he's lefty. We don't have a pitcher for him. Oh well. 7-3, 1 out. Cash at third, Brown at second. Corners in. The pitch to Matic, who batted .203. 3 homers, 14 ribbies, but actually only 207 off right-handed pitching, but Tiant lefties hit .258. We're hoping we're more towards the .258. The pitch to Matic. And fly ball, right field, Calavito on the run, foul territory, and it's a souvenir for a fan. 2-2 count now. Matic needs to put this ball in the outfield to try to score cash. Base hit would be good. Tiant up to 120 pitches. Once again, into the breach goes El Tiante. Matic, ground ball up the middle, hitting behind the bag. Cash will try to score. The only plays to first, so Matic gets the job done. It's 8-3, so the pinch hitters have knocked in 3 runs here. Kenny Castro, sports writer extraordinaire, is at the ballpark. And that's it. We have knocked out El Tiante. And here comes Floyd Weaver. I don't think he's a dream Weaver. Weaver in 1965, 2 wins, 2 losses, 1 save. 5.43 batting average. If you're just joining us, this is the best of the 60s league. I play offline once in a while. And I usually play as a 67 Red Sox. It's a 65 Indians against the 68 Tigers. As Al Kaline forever will live in our field of dreams, as well as all of our favorite athletes. So here's Mickey Stanley. He's 0 for 3. He's going to go out to center, actually, after, with an 8-3 lead. And Northrop will come out of the game. And we'll go more defensive now. The pitch from Weaver to Stanley. Ground ball, right side, Hinton has it. Throws to Whitfield. And the side is retired. But the Tigers, with 2 clutch pinch hits, plate 3. They now lead 8-3. We go to the top of the 7th. So Northrop will come out of the game. Mickey Stanley, who's a 10 range, 5 arm, will go to center. Matic, the pitcher, will go in the 9 spot. We need a short. Oh God, the short and third baseman can't hit worth poop. 5-run lead. I like to keep Gates Brown in the game. I don't think there's any place to put him though. Not taking Horton out. All right, we gotta put a shortstop in. That'll be Euler. He's a 6, and we'll bat him 8th. Okay. And then at third, it'll be Wirt. He's a 7 range. Let's get the pitcher in first. Let's make sure we can get him batting 9th. And we're gonna bring in they got righty, lefty. I mean, their pitching is tremendous. It's like John Hiller's good for. We're gonna bring in John Hiller. Daryl Patterson had 7 saves. We're going to bring in John Hiller. I like Hiller here. Lefty's 192. Righty's 213. John Hiller. Oh, he's a lefty. They got righty, lefty. 221. Actually, we're going to go Pat Dobson. Pat Dobson will come in, and he'll bat 9th. I wanted to do that to make sure. And now we'll put in our Punch and Judy hitters on the left side, who are very good defenders. I think Euler hit for a little pop. I think Euler. Let's go to the bench here. I think he had some homers. No, he only had one, so it's Wirt. Was it Wirt who hit for some pop? Yeah, Wirt had 12 homers. Okay. So Wirt will go to third. And we'll bat him cleanup. And Euler will play short. And bat eighth. Alright, here we go. So we've improved our defense on the left side. Wirt's a 7, Euler's a 6. Stanley goes to center. He's a 10 range 5 arm. And Pat Dobson will try to close out the game and get 9 final outs with the Tigers leading 8-3. Dobson was 5 wins, 8 losses, 7 saves, 2.66 earned run average in 68. Now that the accounting is done, back to the ball game. It's Askew, Weaver in the top of the order, Davalillo. So we'll probably see a pinch hitter. Askew's 1 for 2. The pitch from Dobson, righty-righty matchup. Ground ball, Euler, deep in the hole at short, fires to Cash, so he's tested right away, 1 down. Clinton Parks is here. How you doing, my friend? He says, my 1965 Kaline, 67 games, 79 hits, 12 doubles, 15 home runs, 53 ribbies, 325 at-bats, 410 OBP, 560 slugging. Ken Castro says, nice numbers. As Clinton Parks in the chat says, pretty consistent. The pesky poll, excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm an out of the ballpark guy. I like out of the ballpark too. But I am really liking how fun it is to play the games on Replay Baseball. That's a good game, Replay Baseball. I've watched that played a lot. I have the demo. I fool around with it once in a while. As Ken Castro says, components are really nice. Yeah. All right, 1 out. No one on. Here comes Weaver. And here comes a pinch hitter. And to be Chico Salmon. Salmon in 65, 242, 3 homers, 12 ribbies. He's an 8 bunter. We got to respect that. We're going to play corners in, so Wirt in at third, Cash in at first. The pitch to Salmon. Chico swings, fly ball, center field. Stanley on his move to the left, and he makes the catch. Chico gave it a ride. But Stanley was the man, so there's 2 outs. As Farm 1, our good friend. Yeah. Al, he says, rest in peace. As he says, Bonacera, Al. I hope the missus is well. Farm 1, hope your wife's doing well. He says, rest in peace, Al Kaline. Add Bobby Mitchell and Tom Dempsey passed over the weekend. Yeah. Bobby Mitchell started off with the Cleveland Browns and was traded to the Washington Redskins, and I do believe he was their first African-American player for the Washington Redskins, Bobby Mitchell. Tremendous player, Bobby Mitchell. 2 outs, bases empty for Davalillo. Leadoff hitter for the Indians, 0 for 3. The pitch to Davalillo. Ground ball up the middle. McCullough makes a diving stop, pops up, throws to Cash, and the side is retired. McCullough diving behind the bag, popping up, throwing a strike to Cash, and Davalillo does not cash in. He goes out. Back to the bench to grab his glove. We go to the bottom of the 7th, and they play Take Me Out to the Ball game here in Detroit. The Tigers lead 8-3. Root for the Tigers. If they lose, it's a shame, for it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Beardson 007, how you doing, my friend? Beardson 007 says, just finished watching Game 7 of the 68 World Series on MLB Network. That was the 3rd Mickey Lolich win in the World Series, as he outpitched his compatriot Denny McLain. McLain won 31 games, but Mickey Lolich won 3 in the World Series. Due up for the Tigers, who are up 8-3, bottom of the 7th. McCullough, Kaline, and Wirt. Kaline is hitless. McCullough 1 for 3. Donovan's on the mound now for the Indians. That's Dick Donovan, double D. 1 win, 3 losses, 5.96 ERA in 65. The pitch to McCullough. He's got some pop in that bat. Fly ball, right field. Colavito going back, makes the catch. 1 away. And here comes Al Kaline. Let's all give Al Kaline some good vibrations. He's 0 for 3. We'd like to see Mr. Tiger get a bippity-boppity boom. But regardless, Al Kaline, rest in peace. Wonderful player and human being. Donovan rocks and deals to Kaline. Kaline, base hit, left center. Yes. He's going for 2. A hustle double for Kaline. So thanks for all the good vibrations in the chat. Al Kaline with a hustle double. He's now 1 for 4. Pesky Poll in the chat says, I started a 1951 replay dynasty on Out of the Park. I am the Giants. I put Mays in the lineup on opening day. He threw out the potential game-winning run at the plate in the bottom of the 9th. Cool. So here comes Dick Wirt. Wirt's going to try the drag bunt here. Oh, actually, 1 out. Kaline's at second. Horton's on deck. Seven bunter. We're going to go for the drag bunt. Here's the pitch. Puts it down. Askew lets it go as foul. No balls, 2 strikes. Wirt chokes up on that bat in that right-hander's batter's box. Donovan nods his head. The leg kick and the pitch to Don Wirt. I think I call him Dick Wirt. And he strikes out. How appropriate. So 2 outs. Kaline stands at second. Willie Horton's 1 for 2. Reached on a 2-base error in left in the second. Walked and singled. The pitch to Willie. And Horton strikes out. Big swing and a miss, and the side is retired. Kaline is stranded at second, though Al is now 1 for 4 with a double. As Farm 1 was saying, no bunt, no bunt. We tried the drag bunt base hit there. You know I love that with my go-go Mets. Top of the 8th. Dobson back on the bump. Looking to close it out with 6 more outs. Lolich in line for the win. He went 6 innings. Due up for the Indians, Brown, Wagner, and Colavito. Brown is 0 for 2. Here's the pitch from Dobson. Brown swings, fly ball center field. Stanley on the move to his right, at the track in front of the wall, and he makes the catch. That ball carried. 1 down. So lucky we put Stanley in center. I don't know if Northrup would have got to that. With the big lead, we moved Stanley from short to center. Euler off the bench to short. Wirt off the bench to third. We had 2 pinch hits in the bottom of the 6th that produced 3 runs. Here is Leon Wagner. Though the second hit wasn't a hit, but it did get a run in. Wagner 1 for 2. Left-handed batter. He digs it. Dobson nods his head. He rocks and deals. Wagner, fly ball. Left field. Horton coming in. Out number 2. So 2 outs, base is empty for Rocky Colavito. The Rock is 1 for 3. He's knocked in a run. On a single. Advanced to second on the throw to plate. He's grounded to second. Last time up, he struck out. Colavito wants to go bippity boppity boom. Free hand goes through the signs. Dobson nods his head. The windup and the pitch. Colavito fly ball, left field. Horton makes the catch, and 1-2-3 go the Indians. Tigers 3 outs away from an 8-3 victory, but they could add more as we go to the bottom of the 8th. It will be Cash, Freehand, and Euler. If anyone gets on, the pitcher, Dobson. Back up on the bump for the 65 Indians is Dick Donovan, double D. Cash is 3 for 3, and he has knocked in 4 runs, including a 3-run homer in the 4th. Will he go 4 for 4, or can Donovan close the door? The pitch to Cash. And he goes 4 for 4, base hit to right. Colavito fields it, throws it in. That comes up. The catcher, Billy Freehand on deck. Ray Euler. Freehand 0 for 3. He'd like to get off the schneid. Whitfield holding Cash on. Donovan looks to first. Now in at Askew behind the plate. Pitch homeward bound. Freehand swings, fly ball, right field. Colavito on the run, foul territory. What a catch by Rocky Colavito! Great jump by the Rock. 1 out. Cash at first, and here's Ray Euler. Euler did have 12 rib. God, is he awful. 215 at-bats, 135. Very good defender. 1 homer, 12 ribbies. He's a 10 bunter. Drag bunt. Here we go. Askew has it. Lets it go foul. 0-2 count. Here's the pitch. Well, he gets a hold of that one. Holy cow! It's gone! Oh my lord! Ray Euler hits a homer after I tried to make him drag bunt. And it's now 10-3. Ray Euler just gave Al Red Sox fan the bird up here in the booth. Let's watch that over. Here it is, Ray Euler. He only had a homer on the season in '68. He only had 12 ribbies. Here it is, Ray Euler with a gust of wind. Had it been hurricane. Sends it deep to left. Just misses the upper deck. Cash scores ahead of him. And just like that, it is 10-3 Tigers. That is a bippity boppity boom. As farm once as Rocky Colavito was also a class act. Yes, he was. Beardson says, take a look at Cash's bat. Could be corked, LOL. Take a look at Euler's bat. It could be corked. Unbelievable. Here comes Pat Dobson. Cleveland being bludgeoned here. And Detroit. The pitch from Donovan to Dobson. And Dobson, fly ball. Colavito ranging to his left. Makes the catch in shallow right. 2 down. Top of the order, Mickey Stanley. He's 0 for 4. McCullough on deck. And Stanley definitely wants to get off the schneid after Euler jacked one out to left. The pitch to Mickey Stanley. Fly ball. Colavito going back and right. He makes the catch. The side is retired. We go to the top of the 9th. 10-3 Tigers, thanks to the Ray Euler blast to left. In a holy poop moment after I try to make him drag bunt for a hit. As Farm One says, Angels in the outfield for Euler. Oh, for sure. For sure. And again, as Euler takes his position, he looks up to the broadcast booth and signals, I'm number 1, as he flips me the bird one more time. It's in all good-natured fun. All right. So Dobson looking for the 9-out save. It's Hinton, Winfield, and Alvis. Hinton's 0 for 2. Dobson deals quickly to Hinton. They have dinner dates. Ground ball back to Dobson. He throws to Cash. And Hinton, 0 for 3, does not cash in. He will cash out. Cleveland has 2 more outs left of life in this ball game. And that will bring up Fred Whitfield 1 for 2. Digs in that left-hander's batter's box. The pitch to Whitfield. Fly ball. Center field. And gone! Holy moly. That ball just kept carrying. Stanley was going back, looked up, waved bye-bye. And you know what that is, folks? That's a bippity-boppity boom to the moon, Alice. And since the Cleveland Indians are getting trounced, let's give their fans something to watch. A Whitfield blast, upper deck, center field. It's now 10-4. Whitfield's now 2 for 4. Dobson with a big lead challenged him with that fastball. And Whitfield won. All right, Dobson. disgusted smile on his face, but just needs 2 more outs here. That brings up Alvis. He's 0 for 3, the Indian catcher. Third baseman. Askew, the catcher, on deck. Dobson rocks and deals. Alvis pops it up, left side. Euler, Wirt, waving his arms. And he makes the catch on the pop-out. There are 2 down. Tigers 1 out away from going 2-0 in our best of 60s league. This is a 68 Tigers bludgeoning the 65 Indians. Last hope, last call for alcohol at 2 you're through. It's Joe Askew. Askew 1 for 3. As the Indians are getting their Askew kicks. Freehand. Smile on his face, sets the target. The pitch to Joe Askew. Ground ball, Euler ranging to his left, backhands, pivots, throws to Cash, ball game over. The Tigers beat the bejesus out of the Indians. You could say they scalped them 10-4. Al Kaline, 1 for 4. God rest his soul. He doubled in his last plate appearance. So let's go to the box score. And bear with me one moment. Screen might go dark. Nope. Okay, I got it set up right now. Okay. So Louis Tiant takes the loss. He went 5 2/3 and not bueno. 7 hits, 8 runs, 7 of them earned. He gave up a homer, a 3-run homer to Cash, 2 walks, 3 Ks. Weaver pitched a third of an inning. And then Donovan pitched the final 2 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned, 1 homer. And that was the Euler blast down the line after I made fun of him. And he looks at the booth one more time and signals, "I'm number 1," with 2 hands and waves. Though Donovan did strike out 2. Lolich gets the win. He threw a lot of pitches in 6 innings. Gave up 4 hits, 3 runs, only 1 was earned. No homers, 2 walks, 9 Ks. Dobson went 9 outs to get the save. Gave up 1 hit, 1 run, the homer to Whitfield, as we just witnessed. It was unearned. Oh, it was earned, excuse me. I'm sorry. No walks, no strikeouts. Let's go to the batting. For the Indians, they had 5 hits. Davalillo didn't have any of them, 0 for 4. Brown, 0 for 3, a run scored, a walk and a K. Wagner, 1 for 3 with a run scored, a ribby, a walk and a K. Colavito, 1 for 4 with a ribby and a strikeout. Hinton, 0 for 3 with a ribby and a strikeout. Whitfield, 2 for 4. He was a bright note on offense. He had the homer, a ribby, and a strikeout. Alvis 0 for 4 with 2 Ks. Askew 1 for 4 with a run scored and a strikeout. Tiant 0 for 1, he K'd. Weaver pitched, did not hit. Salmon, the pinch hitter, was 0 for 1. Donovan pitched, did not hit. Cleveland in defeat, 31 at-bats, 4 runs, 5 hits, 4 ribbies, 2 walks, 9 Ks. They did have the Whitfield homer. For the Tigers, who exploded for 10 runs in this victory over the 65 Indians, Mickey Stanley, who played short and then went to center, was 0 for 5. McCullough was 1 for 4 with a run scored. He doubled. Al Kaline, 1 for 4. He struck out and doubled in his last plate appearance. God rest his soul. He will be missed, but again, all of our beloved players live on in our field of dreams. Northrop was 1 for 2, scored 2 runs, knocked in a run. He had a double. Wirt came in defensively at third. Northrop would come out of the game also, and Stanley would go to center. He was 0 for 1. He struck out. Horton was 1 for 3 with 3 runs scored, a walk and a strikeout. Cash, probably the player of the game, 4 for 4, 3 runs scored, 4 ribbies, and a home run. It was a 3-run shot. Freehand 0 for 4 with a strikeout. Matthews at third was 0 for 2, was replaced by Wirt. Brown, pinch hitter, 1 for 1, knocked in 2. He had a double. And Euler came in to play short. After all of our maneuvering, he was 1 for 1, a run scored. He knocked in 2 with a 2-run homer. That was unbelievable. That had to be hurricane gust winds. And Lolich, 0 for 1, he walked and struck out. Matic, the pinch hitter, was 0 for 1, but he knocked in a run on a ground ball up the middle. And Dobson was 0 for 1. The Tigers in a 10-4 victory, 34 at bats, 10 runs, 10 hits, 10 ribbies, 2 walks, 5 Ks, 2 doubles, 2 homers. One by someone you expect, Cash, and one from someone you didn't expect, Euler. Player of the game, I think it's Norm Cash. And it is Norm Cash. Recap, well, we just watched it. I'm not going to go through it all. We'll leave it there for a second. As Whitfield 2 for 4 with a homer, Cash 4 for 4, 4 ribbies and 3 runs scored. Ray Euler 1 for 1, a homer and 2 ribbies. Whitfield is the only standout for the Indians. He was 2 for 4 with a homer. Let's scroll down a bit. Lolich gets the win in 6 innings. Dobson the 9-out save, and Tiant the loss. So there you have it. Sadly, Al Kaline has passed away. Rest in peace, Al Kaline. You will be missed. You are a good guy in sports, excellent baseball player, Hall of Famer, but from everything you read and see, a better human being. I'd like to thank everyone who joined us. Hope you enjoyed the game, and also check out all the wonderful content creators in the chat. And Uncle Ron Juckett, Retro Sports Network, he has a wonderful tribute game also up on his channel in the community for Al Kaline. Thank you. Health and happiness. Be smart. Be safe. We'll get through this coronavirus together. You're not alone. I love you all. God bless. And you know what's coming. Peace. God rest Al Kaline's soul.